Again, can I ask a question?
You can ask many questions.
Okay. I have seen like they use different types of data source classes, like the driver manager and the basic data source stuff. Is there any difference, or we can use any of them, like to create our
You can
BT?
use any one of them, right? Not much
Is there any
difference.
specific situations where we have to use the basic data source versus the driver manager data source?
Actually, basic data source or all these things are different implementation. Someone is coming from Spring, some may be coming from DBCP, right? So these are the different library. So you can use, I think, anyone, not a problem.
Okay.
Anybody confused regarding this? All auto wiring. Other people who is sitting idle. I just wanted to know. I'm just emphasizing for you people only. Otherwise, I can move ahead fast.
So
You need to.
once you put the JDBC template, you don't need to create the data source. You can
No,
just
no. We don't no need to get data source. What do you mean by that? About data source we are creating still. Can you see this?
mm-hmm.
We are creating data source. And from data source, I am creating JDBC template. Bean. This is data source, and using this data source, I am creating JDBC template bean. And this JDBC template bean, I am injecting inside movie service so that movie service can directly use this template. That's it. Who's
Sir,
talking
can
to
you
me?
explain that one more time, please?
Are they three?
Take a second. Give me a second. Who said, please, where is the confusion? Let me know. This is a bean, right? Object. Data source object. Who is using data source object?
the
JDBC template.
mm-hmm.
And JDBC template is used by movie service simple. So movie service simple is using JDBC template, and JDBC template is using data source. Data source is nothing. It's just what object pointing to
So
connection. So
connection
what's confused?
JDBC.
देखिए यहाँ पे you know what confusion you have. I am creating a bean, and this bean will help me to connect where
DBC template.
data. This will database connection, and then I am creating another bean. So in this I am creating three bean. This is my this is my first bean. People in the crowd. This is my first bean.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That is the blue one. So if you have a confusion, that's very genuine, right? If anybody will teach you, confusion will be there. I agree, but you should ask questions to make it clear. So this is my first bean. Who is my second bean? JDBC template, right? Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So data source is a pointing to connection, and JDBC template is the wrapper class, which is used to fire the query, and internally uses data source. And this is one. Sorry, two should be here. This is two. Make sense? And this is the third bean. Third bean is
Data
using.
source, the third bean.
And they all connected, right?
Yeah. What happened?
So the
Who
third
said?
one used JDBC template.
Can you come again?
The movie service that used JDBC template
Exactly.
and JDBC template used data source.
Very nice. Who made it?
It's like super class and
Impel is using JDBC template.
So movie service implementation is dependent on the JDBC template, and JDBC template is dependent upon data source, right?
Very nice. Very nice.
it's
And
like
data source is pointing to
super class,
connection.
right?
Pardon?
I'm
Somebody
not
saying
from
something wrong. You use a headphone, good quality of headphone. JDBC template uses. Template is using data source, and data source is a pointing to connection to the data source. is representing the connection. Hey, any question, query anybody has? It's confusing.
Nagendra, so
Can you
inside the movie service implementation, can we just pass the reference or JDBC template and data source together?
Yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
For every questions, I have answer, general answer. Yes, we can. So this program is clear to you, everybody, how everything is happening.
can you
And here,
can you explain the same concept in the XML file, how they're related?
I told you the same thing. What's not clear to in this? Let me open
I
it.
just want to see the XML file, the code, how it is interrelated.
See,
Yeah.
see. This is data source. And using this data source, I am creating another bean, JDBC template. And this JDBC template we are going to use inside movie service IMPL. This is the attribute name. This must be exist inside this. This must be exist inside this. So this is the ready-made class, right? This is Spring JDBC provided class. Like one thing I'm telling you, if you are not doing practice, yesterday you haven't done anything and you just came for the class, you cannot understand it 100%. It's not possible. Fine, because every day is related to each other. I don't know. क्या करूं मैं किससे पूछूं whom I should ask. This is clear, or you have any confusion at any point, let me know. Because eventually I have movie service, right? Bean. This bean, where I'm pulling it, this is the definition, right? We have JDBC template, and using JDBC template you can what I'm doing, fire the query. And when you fire the query, it is taking two parameters. First parameter is your query. Second parameter is data. Data is as a object array. Clear? And where we are pulling this bean, the original bean, where you are pulling it, you are pulling in the main method by creating a Spring container, and you are pulling your bean over here, right? Like it is not easy unless and until you do it, right? So in this, what operation I am performing here? I am performing only save operation. Let me write this code right now. When you say find by ID and passing MID, this data is coming from database, or it is hard coded value?
It's hard-coded value.
Want to fetch from database, you can write the query same fashion. Let's try string what SQL equals to
SQL.
how you write it,
Select from.
Like I normally you can write the star also, but I'm not writing star. Why? Select from, you have to write the column name, right?
Yeah. From table.
MID. No, first of all column, select column name. I'm sorry. From hello, it's okay. Select MID, name, director, rating, duration, year, date of entry from movie table. Movies table where? Any guess? MID is question mark. You say, hey, I'm interested only those column, those rows, which ID is this? Make sense?
Okay, so specific ID
Yeah.
will get the data. Okay.
And if you want to fetch the data, you can use JDBC template. Like what you do, JDBC template, and here you can use query for object. Why?
Yes.
If only one row will come, how many rows?
Just
When
one.
you fire this query, this is primary key. Only one row will come, and that row will have all those things. If you don't know JDBC programming, right? I don't know Sarika has taught you or not, right?
She did. She teach.
She did it. Then
Yeah,
you
she
should know
did
it.
well. Yeah.
Like here, and here you have to pass the placeholder input, right? So how you can pass it? Same fashion, object,
Object.
data, and here
In
you
an
have only
object, yeah.
one input.
Mm.
So
MID.
you can pass this as a second parameter, right? And third parameter, you have to pass in what kind of class you want to hold the value. So you can use new bean property that you have to mark kind of bean property row mapper. This is the fixed thing, right? And here you have to say you want to hold data in which class. So bean property row mapper is saying when you fetch the data, right? All the column will come and this column data will go into this object. How? Bean property row mapper will make an object of movie. MID will go into MID, name will go into name, director will go into director accordingly. And eventually you will get a full-fledged movie object. Please let me know if you digest it or not. Oh, magic.
Nagendra, can you please just explain it just one more time?
Sure.
Thank you.
Let me explain to you. This is the magic of Spring JDBC. See. So you know very well, when you fire the query, you say I'm interested with the MID, all the record. For all the record, a particular record.
It's
Any
just the
guess?
particular record.
You are interested in particular record.
Yes.
This. So it will fetch how many rows?
Just
Only
one.
one rows, because so when you fire the query, I don't know you know this or not, right?
Yes.
This. So it will fetch one row only, right? One row. Suppose you are passing IMID equals to 1, right? This is the SQL query, am I right? This one.
Yeah.
And this is your input data. MID is suppose in 1, right? So in this case, when you fire the query for object will fetch all the data in the memory, right? So you are saying using bean property row mapper. You say, hey, bean property row mapper, take my MID and populate into movie object, right? Name in this object, rating, movie object attribute, right? Duration. You got it? For only one row, right?
Yes.
So bean property row mapper is doing what? It's creating
It's
an instance
populating.
of, let me write it. In above example, right? Bean property row mapper is creating instance of movie class, right? Class and setting all the values of result set, right?
Yes.
Row inside the object, and finally returning it. Make sense?
Yeah.
That's it. Hello, my friend. New bean property row mapper is making an object of movie, and whatever results come from the query, it's set into the movie and returned to you. Oh my God! Earlier you were doing how? If remember, as a layman in JDBC programming, earlier you remember? I forget it. rs.next, Anna?
While are
Yeah, while you use when you have multiple row, right? In case of one row, you use only if.
okay.
I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm always correct.
Next.
Yeah.
Next.
I say. Earlier you were doing like this layman, okay?
Yes.
Earlier you may be because somebody does not have done JDBC programming, he cannot understand at all. This is very difficult for him. And
So
I
this
cannot
is
do
the
anything.
old style of doing things.
This is the old style of doing thing which is already covered by the Sarika. I am teaching you new style of doing the programming. Okay. Ab old mein how people do, I don't know. Fine. If somebody does not know JDBC programming, please raise your hand, and I can plan session with my undertrainer. I will not teach you.
Well, I've never done JDBC programming. I'll be
Why?
happy to take it.
Why you
I
not
mean,
done
I
it?
did the same thing like what Sarika taught us. So I don't know whether that is JDBC programming or is broader than that.
No.
No,
Whatever she
that
taught you, that is JDBC programming.
yeah. She taught result set and stuff like that. She taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
But still,
maybe it's not really Like there probably is more, but you covered it.
That's fine.
But this is total different syntax.
Spring is totally different. I'm teaching you totally different thing. Spring syntax, but it's easy, right? Compared to that, Spring syntax, hello, is different and super easy compared to plain JDBC. This
Yes.
syntax is called plain JDBC. This is called plain JDBC. Guys, who you will want session on JDBC, please drop a message on chat. That's it. Hey,
So
I need to learn JDBC programming.
I have one question again.
Please go ahead.
So the bean property romapper is more like advanced class where we don't have to create a class that actually implements the romapper interface.
Yep.
It makes it easier.
It makes easier, right?
Okay.
Wanted to ask you the same thing.
One by one. And you can write your custom
Okay.
bean property row mapper also. You can write your custom if you want.
Okay. Yeah, this is easier because that one is, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm teaching EGS thing.
Yeah.
But you don't say easy, right? Because
It
other
is
people
easy.
are there. They may be not taking easy because that may be new, right? Okay, that's fine. Hey, I just wanted to know, Pramod, what about you? You understand this syntax? Query for object method. Query for object method is taking SQL query and it is taking data MID, which is going to be replaced over here. When result will come, it is going to map into movie object and returning to you. Magic.
Yeah, I'm getting a kind of it.
Kind of. Okay.
Nagendra, though, why would you specifically select every column where you could use just select movie
star
from that where it equals to something? Well, you don't have to mention every single column.
You can also
You know what I
use
mean?
like select star from this, then where MID equals to place.
Yeah, select. Yeah. Select star from.
Listen to me. Select star is not a good practice. You should always use column name specifically.
Okay.
Because tomorrow, suppose in this 20 columns are increased, unnecessarily it will bring 20 fields in database in memory, right? Which is not good practice.
Okay.
So
Okay,
when you write query, don't write star.
Okay.
That is not good recommendation. Okay. That's cool. So can you make a static reference to non-static method query for object from the
That's the error I'm getting there. Cannot make a static reference to non-static method.
No.
I don't know why it's giving me
Actually,
that.
I got it. You are not supposed to make any method static, right? Because what I said? Oh, hero, you cannot make it static, okay? If you make it, it will give you the error over here, same error. Because if method is static, it cannot access non-static JDBC template. That's the reason. So you cannot make your any method static. Make sense?
Yes.
The thing is, I don't have any method that's static, and it's still giving me that. So I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that.
Yeah. You want to share the screen? Just be quick, please.
Yeah, I got it.
And another thing is, when I'm doing programming, you don't do a parallel. You just watch my session, okay? And you do later. Please show me. Look, here we need to understand. We need to take care of those people who are not good in programming and all. Okay? Can you go up? Upar jao. Can you go up?
Yep.
Actually, you are doing wrong. Spelling mistake. Can you scroll down? JDBC template. You are using class name. J should be small. Can you scroll down? No, that's okay. That's okay. You reach to the error.
This one?
Well, line number 36, JDBC template, J should be small. You should not use class name, you should use variable name, okay?
Okay.
Variable.
Okay,
cool.
perfect.
Let's move ahead. Hey guys, you understand this funda? Find ID. Similarly, I can write a method who can give me all the data, you know? Hey, I want to fetch find all. Find all means all the movies, okay? In that case, you need to no need to pass a where class. Why? You say, I want to fetch everything from the movie table, right? No
Yes.
input. Like in this case, instead of using query for object will give you one record. You have to here use only query. Query means it is going to give you multiple movies.
Yes.
What is it? It is going to give you multiple movies. You understand this, Funda?
Yes.
It is going to give you the multiple movies and it is returning what? List of movies.
Yes.
You got confused? And you can add this method in your superclass. My friend, you got this, Funda, or got confused?
I got confused, Nagendra. Can you please just
Confused, man. Like here you said query, right? Let me explain you. Like it shows, I'm not blaming anybody. It shows like we don't know JDBC. I have doubt. Here, you see,
It was at the end, so we didn't learn it.
I'm crying. Here, like when you fire this query, you tell me all the data will come into the memory or not when this query is fired? Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So when all the data comes into the memory, so here you are saying query. Query means you want to fetch all the
string
record,
data? Yeah.
right? So when you do it, all the data will come into the memory like this. Zoo, right? Yep. All the data is coming in the memory like this. Huh? So like here multiple record is coming, right? So bean property row mapper what does?
It maps the result set with an object.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually one row, right? First row, bean property row mapper will create an object of movie.
Yes.
I mean, how many object? First object, one row, one object, movie, M1, new movie.
They populate.
And then bean property row mapper automatically populate MID into MID attribute, name into name, director into director, done. So one row data is ready. Similarly, bean property row mapper, since it is query, so it will iterate other result until all the row is finished.
Okay.
What me? So now I got how many movies? N number of. If we have n record, n number of movies. Then finally, who? Bin row property mapper is this is internal, okay? Bin row property mapper will create the list of movies. It is internal, right? This code is hidden. It will create list. After that, in list, bin property row mapper will populate all the movies, right? Movies dot add. Movie 1. What is me?
Yes.
Who is going to do this job internally? Bean property row
String
mapper.
container.
Yeah, bean property row mapper means a spring container. Finally, this constructed list will be returned to you.
In the form of list.
Yeah. Earlier you were doing it manually in the while loop, remember? Yes. Now who is doing this job behind the scene?
Bean property
row mapper.
Bean property row mapper of Spring JDBC. Oh my God. It means Spring JDBC is magic. Spring JDBC is magic for JDBC programming. It's fine. Hey, you got this, Funda?
Yeah. It's clear now.
The query will always return list. We have to know. Query. Wow. This query method always return list. You have to mug it. And query for object will always return one object.
So, Nagendra, we don't have to create a specific class where we do the object of the bean class dot set, then inside the result set. You don't have to do.
Sometimes you have to do.
Even in this case?
In this case, not.
In this case,
you need to do it when your column name and attribute name are different. Then you have to do it manually. This will always return an object.
So Nagendra, if we want to find a specific data, we need to use query for object, right? And if you
If you
want to
want,
get and if you want to get every data, we need to use just dot query.
yeah, like
Okay.
here, I want to find find count. You know find count?
Yeah, the
How
number
many
of
record you
data.
have?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you have this syntax. Select count
Select
star
count.
this.
Okay.
Okay.
So this will give you only
The number of records which we have.
under record. So here you can again use query for object. See the
Okay.
steps.
Got it. Yeah.
And
Okay.
here you are not going to return any particular object. You are going to return the particular type.
Type.
So here you can
Movie.
use integer.class.
Okay.
I marked it. Or you can Google it. Dot class. And here, you can just write integer. Yeah? Count. Like I know all those things. It's not like I'm thinking and writing it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like I have all the method which can fetch a record, particular record as per the ID, who can save the data, who can return all the record, who can give you the number of count. I'm just going to write one more query, delete. Help me. Delete query is not easy, super easy. Oh,
It's
let's do
easy.
that. Delete by ID. So if you are deleting by ID, you are not going to return anything. Query will be, query, delete.
Yes, yes.
Delete from movie table where MID is this.
Yes.
So when you delete or when you save the data, in that case you have to use update method only.
Yes.
And no need to use bin property row mapper. Bin property row mapper we use only for select. What
For
I said?
queries.
If you want to push your data, if you want to update your delete your data, we can use update method and we don't need bin property row mapper. Bin property row mapper only we need for select query.
Select.
Right? If you see, so note bin property row mapper is used for select query. This is clear, guys. Delete from movie table where MID is this. So query and data. That's it. We don't require bin property row mapper. Bin property row mapper we need for select query. For insert query, for delete query, and for update query, we always use update method. And this return only number of rows has been deleted or updated. What is return? Number of rows, right?
Yes.
Many rows is deleted. Sys out number of rows is deleted. Like whatever I'm teaching you, if you understand all those things, you can do anything. If you want, you can note down somewhere. Fine. I don't know. I need to know your feedback. It's what time started? 12. Hey, what about people, my dear friends? This code are clear to everybody. I can call it this method, right? You want to call this method? Yeah. You can write the main method. If you want to fetch all the data, what?
Yeah, find all.
Find the here. I'm going to make movie main 2. You see my speed?
Okay. Yeah,
Be best.
you just copy paste it.
It's super fast. Your answer should be not super fast. I can also do it. Find all.
That's fine. Yeah,
and I'm going to use Java 8. and if you forget it, it's not bad, very bad, because already I spent my 1 week on it, and you have recording. So if you use Java 8, nobody can say I don't know. Okay, for each. Hey, I'm going to use Java 8 without asking.
System.out.
System.out.
That's why I taught you. Nobody can say done. So if I run it, it will create a Spring. But you need to understand how things are happening behind the scene, right? Yeah. If you want to count the number of record, it is up to you. I know number of record you want to count, like movie 3. You see my speed. Everything is same, and here you can call
just find by ID.
Find by ID, and this ID you can take from the. You see how much I'm lazy is. Already I have done, right? I'm not going to write even single line of code because everything is
Can
already I wrote it. Enter movie ID, है ना MID. So MID is an integer value, so you can write next int. MID. Clear? Method is
Yes, sir.
find by ID. So it will return single movie. Single movie you can print like in simple way. Let me run it. Okay. I have only two ID, 1 and 2. So I want to see movie of ID 2. Thank you.
Okay.
Huh? Done. Anybody got confused? No. Let me make a delete. Delete will be similar, right? You see speed 4. Enter movie
delete by ID.
to be deleted. So yeah, here you can call the method delete by
ID.
ID. It will not return anything. And here, voice crying. Hello, it is deleted successfully. Oh, so you after that you want to show also? Yeah. You see, man, how much lazy I am. So what you can do that if you want to show, you see speed. So after deleting it, you can show it, right?
Yes.
And remaining data. Let me run it. Super fast. You want to delete 2? Yep. After that, you have only one record. No? Done. Got it?
Nice.
If you want to save the record, you can use this method. Let me run it. I'm going to push 2 more record, okay? Movie is, this director is Omega. It is pushed. Why is the, why I'm using it? Why I'm calling this? Huh? No, give me a sec. I think here unnecessarily I'm calling this method, right? I'm not supposed to. Yes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But unnecessarily I was calling the method. Movie is killer. Jack. How many record I pushed? 2 record. Total becomes 3. Let me push more.
Yeah, 1, 2.
Anger. Director is danger. Yeah, magic. And you can show it should show 4 records. So I'm teaching you correct. See?
Nice.
I want you should go and do the practice. Things should be on your tips and ask many questions tomorrow. Because tomorrow I'm going to teach you the same thing with annotation. How? With annotation.
Annotation.
Same thing. No XML file. Tomorrow I will say, I hate XML file. Huh? You say hate? Yeah, I hate XML file.
Auto
I'm
wiring.
not going to use XML file. We are going to use only annotations, right? So tomorrow we are going to learn what is the annotation, what annotation is, when it was introduced, what are the different type of annotations. Clear? If you want to read a little bit about annotations, you can refer my website. Then you can refer whatever website you like, right? I'm just saying. I'll update it.
You have a Spring too?
No, Spring is not. I'll add the notes. But I'm teaching you all the
Yeah,
diagrams.
because I was looking for it. I couldn't
Spring
find
is
it.
not. Actually, I don't have time to update it. It's not easy job. Nowadays, I don't have time.
Yeah, okay.
So, but you can read it once, I would say.
Yeah. Are you gonna use just or create also annotations? Just only use, right? The already defined annotation.
No, I'll teach you also how to define custom annotations. And
Tomorrow?
that will be used. Not tomorrow. Define a process custom annotation in Java. I don't know. This is very simple and bad. I don't know. It's not good.
Najendra, between
Between what?
XML and annotation, which one is your favorite?
Between XML and annotation?
Yeah.
Annotation is favorite for everybody. That's why for me also. Everybody like annotation because annotation is easy.
Isn't it better to use like both of them? It will be a lot
No,
easier
no, no,
because
no. Like here, I would say
some things are like easier with
no,
annotation,
no.
some are like easier with XML.
Annotation is easy to use. It makes your thing compact. That's benefits.
No, I'm saying like what I'm trying to say is like if you're trying to create, for example, the driver manager data source as a inside your configuration class, you know, you gotta have to write the codes. I mean, it's not hard, but it might be a lot of process. You can copy and just paste with the XML configuration. Don't you think so? Like defining the data source, it's JDBC. Defining the data source like in the Java without XML.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So you want to say XML seems to be difficult?
No. I'm saying like if you use XML and annotations both at the same time, because like if you avoid these annotations, like this this annotation where you have to define every class, like the driver manager data source class, you have to define it in Java code, right? Is that what you mean, or just only you keep these ones?
In annotation, everything will go in Java class.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
right. Everything has to be written.
Yeah, that's it. I'll teach you tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay. So guys, today I'm not teaching you anything else because if I want, I can teach you more, right? Annotations that will take 10 minutes for me right now because everything is on the fly, right? Everything is, we have on track. So if I want, I can teach you annotation, but I'm not going to do it because I want you go and do the practice. I'm giving you one more day, okay? Knowingly, because I know anytime I can take this speed. Fine. So in this, I have around 26 people. I'm going to make attendance from today, okay? But in this, be honest. If you are not understanding my session, please let me know so that this is right time. It's not late, so that I can take the action to help you. Anybody have any concern? Any problem? Any
Please,
query
can
or
I share my
issue?
screen, please? It's Isaac.
Pardon?
After the session, can I share my screen, please?
Yeah, screen share is one thing. Apart from screen share, anybody have any concern? Like if you are not saying anything, this means you guys are good.
Excuse me,
Fine.
Nagendra. Yeah, I have just my opinion. I like your class, but it's a little bit fast to me, especially today.
What's your name?
Frew.
Fred.
Frew.
Frew. Okay,
Yes.
Frew.
Yeah.
Frew, you tell me, you are attending my all the classes?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So whatever I have done on day 1 and day 2, have you practiced both?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's cool then. Okay, Frew, I have a suggestion. Whenever you think I'm moving fast, let me know immediately. Fine, I'll take care of it.
Sure I will.
Yeah, not a problem. Fine. So
Thank
I'll
you.
share the recording again, day 3. So guys, go and whatever I have done so far, do it very confidently. And if you have any problem, any concern at any time, discuss with us. Discuss with me, discuss with other people, right? It's not like only with me, right? You guys can do the discussion among yourself also.
Again, I also share the same feeling as you. I know you're trying to do the best, but you really navigating very fast, so that we really need to go back in the recording to kind of see what's happening. And I know that it takes some time to share those recordings, but if we can have them, probably the soonest would be helpful.
Yeah, I'm doing, see, try to understand. Recording normally takes time to generate. Once I close the screen session, then recording start to generate, right? So it takes 2 to 3 hours. So normally I'm not free. Whenever I'm free, right, I'm sharing it. Yesterday, you see, I shared, I think at the earliest. So same thing I'll do today, okay? But from tomorrow, I will go slowly, okay? Little bit. I'll slow down my speed, right? Just I will make a half of it. Whatever speed, suppose I have X speed, I can make X by 2.
Yeah, especially when you navigate. So when you navigate, it's really super fast. Like we don't necessarily see where you're clicking, where you're going. So it's so hard for us to follow.
Okay. I'll take care of it. I'll take care. Fine. Or
Fine.
what I can do is, instead of doing this program at my computer, I can ask somebody else to do it. I can instruct him and he can do it. In that way, it will be slower.
That will be good.
Fine. So
Good
from
idea.
tomorrow, it's good to catch, right? I can
Yeah.
pick one people, right? Who is my friend?
Yeah.
He is going to do programming for me. I will be just